Thank you for the early Christmas, Horikoshi. This chapter is truly a treat. Or trick. I forget which. Isn't she just adorable? Hey everyone, it's Truth Hero, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. Boku no Hero Academia chapter 242 of the manga. I think it's so nice that we get to see these students celebrating Christmas, but we still have a lot to talk about. There's the declining confidence in hero society. There's the UA Traitor theory. Yeah, when's the last time we mentioned that? And of course, the internship pairings for Class 1A. Let's dive into these gifts from Horikoshi. The chapter opens up with the teachers discussing internships, and we learn that the Public Safety Commission wants all student heroes to undergo practical field training. Even though there's enough manpower, and they even said that they have more heroes than ever, this really shows us that confidence has absolutely tanked in hero society in light of the Deku City events, and this commission wants all heroes to be ready for imminent danger. I love that Snipe Sensei is really suspicious of the Deku City events and thinks that the League of Villains are behind it. Hopefully this can kind of trigger some awakening in hero society and the public at large, and let them see through the lies that the media has told them. Now, I know it's not their fault for spreading fake news since Skeptic edited the videos, but this arc just reminds me of American politics so much. I hope that Class 1A and everyone really can see through all these lies. At this point, I think it's pretty safe to say with the whole imminent danger theme of this chapter, that just like the work studies the students previously had, in these internships, Class 1A will confront some type of villain, or at least some criminal organization. Now, I'm not sure if My Hero Academia will introduce new villains, such as the thief that was mentioned in the Meta Liberation Army arc. I just don't know. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Will My Hero Academia introduce new minor villains to keep the series fresh and going, or will it just be Shigaraki and crew once again? Personally, I want there to be new minor villains. It keeps extending the length of the series and keeps it going. They can do anything. If they bring in students from America, or travel to a different country and then fight crime and villainy there. I really want My Hero Academia to go on like One Piece. If there's two certainties in this world, it's 1, the heat death of the universe, and 2, that One Piece will end sometime after that. So yes, I want that thief introduced. I want to see kids from America come over and study with Class 1A. I want the series to keep going even past their 3 school years. Now, this whole imminent danger theme could of course be, like I said, foreshadowing Shigaraki's next move and his desire to kill the symbol of peace, All Might. I'll have a video on Shigaraki doing this and what it means right now in the chapters for All Might and his legacy and his, what I think is impending doom, coming out in the next few days. So stay tuned for a video about All Might's death and his legacy. Moving on from this, the principal mentions another program relating to public safety to Aizawa, but then it cuts out. So I'm not actually sure if this is relating to the dorm arrangements, because the speech is gone, and then there's a panel that says 3 days later, and that's when they talk about the whole student living situation, which we will definitely get into. So I can't be sure what this program is. The first program is obviously the internships, and then I'm not sure what this one is. Something to do with heroes, presumably, but your guess is as good as mine. Let me know what you guys think. You're obviously better at reading into this than I am, so if you do know what the principal is mentioning here, regardless, there is a very important scene with the principal informing All Might and the chief of police that the students have had these living arrangements in the dorms for 4 months, and in that time, none have exhibited suspicious activities. Therefore, we can conclude that there is no spy working for the League of Villains among them. There you have it, folks. Confirmed. The UA Traitor, if there even is one, is not a student. Well, only if nothing suspicious happens when the League of Villains makes their next move. And All Might says, well, all of my students have the heart of a true hero. And he says this like he's almost persuading the principal and himself. And Nezu replies, yes, I know. As in, I want this to be true. I want to trust you. What do you guys make of this? Horikoshi's finally bringing up this whole traitor plot thing again, and this current arc and most recent chapters have alluded to a lot of things, like All Might's death, the Deka City event being false, and of course the internship pairings. So is this yet another example of foreshadowing? Are we going to see one or more students exhibit this suspicious behavior when the League of Villains makes their move and end up being the traitor of UA? Let me know down in the comments, are we going to see a UA traitor? And if so, who's it going to be? Oh my goodness. Is Denki doing this L sign an example of this suspicious behavior? It's great to see all the students celebrating Christmas, but for anyone that says they don't like the Kaichisaki arc or that it wasn't worth it to have all these heroes doing all these amazing things just to save one girl, you're wrong. It was worth it. My proof? Here. Eri is absolutely adorable, and I for one love her passion of celebrating so many holidays in one. But it's very interesting to see that her horn has gotten larger, and that this time she's optimistic and happy when this has happened. I wonder if it means that she might gain some control over her quirk now that she has a sense of emotional peace. Also, I love the gifts that all these students pull. You can't tell me that Horikoshi doesn't care about detail. We have Tokoyami with this incredible blade that I guess he later gives to Eri. We have Uraraka with an All Might keychain. Gee, I wonder who got that. And Mineta has a picture of Aoyama. So fitting. But most importantly, we learn where a few of the students are going for their internships. Uraraka and Tsuyu will join up with Dragon Lady again, just like they did in the Kaichisaki arc. But as for Deku and Bakugo, they're kind of out in the cold. Deku can't go back to Night Eye's agency because they're too swamped to teach anyone, and Bakugo is not going back to Best Jeanist because of his personal reasons. He just can't abandon the name of Explosion Murder King. But we also know that Best Jeanist is actually a dead boy as well. And this parallel tells me that even though it was just a suggestion, Deku and Bakugo will be working together. The idea of Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto all working together makes sense, because they are the sort of big three of Class 1A, and if they are the three strongest heroes, they're gonna have to cooperate. Also, Deku working with Endeavor really makes sense, because if these internships do what they're supposed to and lead Class 1A into encountering villains, and if what I'm predicting is right, Deku will encounter Shigaraki killing All Might and the Symbol of Peace. And for him, this will be his worst nightmare. He's going to have to confront the fact that his sensei has died. And Endeavor will finally have to take complete ownership of the role of #1 hero, because this time All Might will truly be gone. Bakugo working with Endeavor and Deku and Shoto makes sense in 3 ways. 1, the boy needs to be tamed, or at least taken with all his extra energy and focused. Best Jeanist tried to do this, but I don't think he really understands Bakugo. No one really knows how driven Bakugo is to become the next All Might and how bad he wants it. Well, Endeavor does, because that's all he's wanted to do. He's wanted to be the #1 hero. So I think Bakugo and Endeavor, they might sort of rub up against one another and have chafing personalities, but they ultimately have the same goal, and they'll understand each other through that raw power and drive. The second reason is, again, Bakugo needs to get along with Deku. They had their fight, they're sort of at peace with the whole All Might situation, but they need to learn how to cooperate better. And the third thing is, again, All Might. If Deku's gonna go on this internship and see Shigaraki kill the Symbol of Peace, I think it's very important that Bakugo also sees this, and this would be a great bonding moment between Bakugo and Deku. Their #1 hero that they've always looked up to is now gone. They need to be there for each other. Despite it being a very serious internship, I didn't say that there wouldn't be any comedy involved. You're gonna have Deku asking Endeavor all these deep questions, like, why did you make Shoto's mom go crazy? And why did you abuse Shoto so much as a kid? And then on the other side, you're gonna have Bakugo like, Endeavor, you probably should have hit him a bit harder, cause that boy's still a wimp. And then our sweet marshmallow, Shoto Todoroki, is just gonna be caught in the middle of all this. Go cry to Momo. Welcome to our discussion of the video, and today's topic is the traitor theory, and specifically Denki Kaminari. Now, I want to get some things out of the way. I have had a lot of traitor theories, involving Kirishima, Shoji, I've even thought Uraraka at one point, but I've never really liked the evidence for Denki. And today sort of marks the change in my opinion. And it's really only one or two things that has allowed this to happen in the most recent chapters, which we'll mention, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm kind of supporting the whole Denki theory now. But before we talk about it, let's talk about what a traitor would need to involve. It has to be someone that would really hurt the students, and that's why I like Kirishima as the traitor. He doesn't seem like it, and it would certainly hurt the fandom, but he would really bring down Bakugo if he was the traitor, and that's why I painted him more as a regretful traitor. He was a traitor, and then, he didn't want to join the League of Villains in the end, and helped them out and helped them escape from the fight between All Might and All for One. Then there's Uraraka, who certainly has the motivation to become a traitor. Her parents need money, and villains can rob any bank they want. So she has that financial motivation. Other than this, there was a few people like Aoyama where I saw the evidence of him being the traitor, just as much evidence that he's just a weird personality. He's not really comfortable hanging out with the students and he's off doing his own thing, and that makes him look shady and suspicious. But again, Aoyama's very eccentric and goes off and eats steak and wine while everyone else is having normal Japanese food in the cafeteria. So I didn't think Aoyama was the traitor either. And to me, Denki, yes, there's a few points of evidence, like Horikoshi originally drew him as a villain, so if there was a student that he would want to remove and could feel less attached to, it could certainly be Denki. And Denki could communicate with the League of Villains with his electricity and call them to the forest in the training camp arc and, expose the students that way, but I wasn't liking it. I wasn't seeing the motivation. Now, I still don't really see a lot of motivation for Kaminari, but I see some growing suspicion. So let's sort of work backwards through the chapters. In this one, in 242, we have again all these allusions to things. There's the discussion between Nezu and All Might about the UA traitor and about there being a mole inside the student group at UA, and they say that there's not one anymore. Well, that is until the League of Villains makes their next move, which opens up the possibility that a student is just laying in wait, and then they're going to join the League of Villains when they finally do make their move, outing them as the traitor of UA. With everything that these few chapters have been alluding to, like All Might's death, and people not really trusting the media with Skeptic's control and the Deka City event, I can't help but think that this, again, is alluding to something that we're going to find out in the near future. We're going to see someone become the traitor of UA. Now, the real important bit of evidence is actually in chapter 241, when we have a panel of all the students sort of smiling, and Denki's doing this. Now, you can see this on my latest chapter review. I didn't even mention it, and in the comments I sort of dismissed it as Denki being Denki. He's just an idiot. But if what we're saying about Denki is true, that he's sort of masquerading as a dumb person and tricking everyone that he's stupid so he can do a grand plan and no one would suspect it, maybe this makes sense. If you remember, Denki was the one watching TV when Detnerat Company had a commercial, and if he's truly with the League of Villains, then he obviously supports the unison, or the uniting of the Liberation Army and the League of Villains to the Paranormal Liberation Front. So it's possible that Denki is signaling this going forward, that he's part of that group. Now, I don't know if Shigaraki made a new hashtag or symbol for the Paranormal Liberation Front. I don't know if this is dead. But either way, I think we could see Denki taking a big L if he becomes the traitor. So, let me know what you guys think. Do you think there is a traitor within UA? And what do you think about these internship pairings? And if there is truly a traitor within UA, is it Denki Kaminari? Or is it someone else? Let me know down below in the comments. If you guys like My Hero Academia content and these chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. And until next time, plus ultra.